Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you guys are joining me today. And Byron Donalds, who is going to have an amazing future within the Republican Party. I believe this guy is an amazing congressperson. He's also just a brilliant man who can articulate, obviously, the points he's trying to make when he's in a hostile environment, somewhere like CNN or MSNBC. He has no problem engaging these people because, well, he's able to use facts, logic, and reason to destroy their narratives, which they're trying to present Kamala Harris in a positive light. Before that, it was Joe Biden. I really hope Byron Donalds has a future role within a Trump administration, or maybe the future governor of Florida after Ron DeSantis's term is over, and that we continue to move forward with these young leaders who are absolutely a cut above your normal Republican standard congressional person. Anyway, he takes CNN here to the woodshed pretty well. It's always great to see these people in action. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video over at CNN as Byron Donalds does what he does best, taking apart CNN.
Especially with what John and Julie Chatterley were just talking about. The CPI just out this morning. This is the first time that overall inflation measured on year-over-year basis has come in below 3% since March of 2021, a trend that you could say could be good for the Harris campaign, maybe fueling the Fed to begin to cut interest rates in the fall. What's your reaction to it?
My reaction to it is that Kamala Harris's administration with Joe Biden crippled families across our entire country. There was a video of a black woman being interviewed, I think by MSNBC, talking about how prices have gone up massively. A bell pepper that was $2 is now $5, and she was able to get through it. But what about a single mom with 2 kids, 3 kids doing everything to make ends meet? Well, the reason why those prices have been massively expensive is because Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote on Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan in 2021. She was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act. All that did was create massive government spending, which created massive inflation on the backs of the American people. Overall, prices are up well over 20%, especially when you start getting into food and other areas like that. So Kamala Harris's record has been one of leaving working families behind. When Donald Trump was president, we didn't have a massive inflation. Our economy was growing massively at the same time. Working families were getting ahead, middle-income families getting ahead. Everybody was thriving. I think so. The key issue is what was just brought up about which candidate is the candidate of political and economic change. It's without question that candidate's Donald J. Trump, because Kamala Harris was sitting there shotgun with Joe Biden, creating one of the worst economic situations for working families in the last 40 years in the United States of America.
The idea of change, though, is all about perception.
Facts.
Right? I mean, it could be change from now or change from Trump or change from, left to right and where I was just yesterday. So change is a perception that is that is in the eye of the voter. And what Harry Enton was getting at on the issue of age is that in the analysis, you can see that it's flipped for Donald Trump, that now more voters are seeing him as too old to be president compared to what voters thought back in May. This was a Democratic problem. Is this now a Republican problem?
Well, first of all, with the polling that you're talking about, I'm not totally surprised, because if you look at Kamala Harris over the last 24 days, what have we seen? She won't answer questions. She won't talk to your network or any other network. She has no specific policy. No, but this does matter. It does matter, and let me explain. If she won't answer questions, hard-hitting questions about her record and what she's going to do, not the fluff about joy and moving forward and freedom. We're talking about the real political and policy issues that are going to affect the American people. She's nowhere to be seen. She will not answer questions. She has not talked to the American people. On her own website, there are no policies.
But when you think,
so
it's easy
to run as if you're a Hollywood starlet, but we're running for president.
But you think when she sits for interviews, lays out policy, you think that's going to lead with more people thinking she is too old to be president? I'm trying to follow the line here.
No, it's not about her age. It's about her ability and her competency to lead our country going forward. What's going to be her economic agenda? Is that going to be different from Joe Biden? I don't think so, because Susan Rice is on the record now saying that Kamala Harris was integral in the Joe Biden-Kamala Harris agenda. I just laid out for you that she voted and she broke the ties in the Senate to push Joe Biden's economic agenda. So she has to answer for that. What is she going to say? Oh, I just want to move forward. And let's go back to another one. When she ran for president in 2020, when she was in the United States Senate, she supported the massive Green New Deal. She supported Medicare for all, a co-sponsor. She ran on that in 2020. Now she's trying to throw out staffers to run away from that. So what I am saying is not about age, about being a candidate for political and economic change to help our country thrive. Whether you're black or white, rich or poor, middle income, it doesn't matter. That person's Donald J. Trump. It is not Kamala Harris. And that is
my point was, I was asking about age, which is why I was, and you brought up her not answering questions. You've also called her not competent. And on that, Nikki Haley has some advice her advice was for Donald Trump, but I guess it would apply to all Republicans, including yourself, her speaking on Fox and how you guys talk about Kamala Harris. Let me play this from Nikki Haley.
Quit whining about her. The campaign is not going to win talking about crowd sizes. It's not going to win talking about what race Kamala Harris is. It's not going to win talking about whether she's dumb. It's not, you can't win on those things. The American people are smart. Treat them like they're smart.
And she also said it's not going to win talking about how she's not answering questions. Do you agree?
Well, look, like I said in this entire interview, I've not talked about Kamala Harris's crowd sizes or anything like that.
You said
about her competency.
Congressman, you said her competency, and you said that she's not doing interviews, and those are two of the things that Nikki Haley said. One second. Those are two of the things that Nikki Haley said you guys should not be talking about because it's not going to win you voters. What do you say to Nikki Haley?
Well, first of all, what I'm talking about is about her competency to lead our country. And competency is based upon decision-making and policies that you support. That's what it's always based upon. And if you look at her record in the U.S. Senate, if you look at the fact that she was there as a partner with Joe Biden, leading to one of the great economic collapses for working families in our country, because when you have massive inflation, when wages are down, adjusted for inflation, when people are having to make decisions between the light bill and food, or housing and other things, that's a catastrophe for working families. It's devastating to middle income Americans. Kamala Harris, that is her record. And so all I'm saying is that, yes, she has to answer for her record if she's going to choose to answer any questions at all. Right now, she's choosing not to answer questions. It is being done on purpose, because when you examine her record, it demonstrates that her record would lead us to truly believe that she doesn't have the competency to lead the United States of America going forward. We know that Donald Trump has the competency to do so because he's already done it.
I take that as you disagree with Nikki Haley on her take on strategy here. I want to play for you what Donald Trump said in his conversation, one part of what Donald Trump said in his conversation with Elon Musk about firing striking employees.
Yeah, you can attack Kamala Harris for competency. Absolutely. You can call her dumb. That's fine. But these same people will sit there and stay in outrage because of you calling out Kamala Harris for not being very smart, are the same people who allow Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and other Democrats to call Donald Trump a Nazi, right? I don't hear them telling them to stop calling him a Nazi or whatever they want to call him. Or Hitler or whatever they do. So, yeah, it's fair game. She's a big girl. She can take it. Quit playing into these games that, oh, my gosh, you're going to hurt the voters' feelings because you called her. No, he's not. Everyone expects Donald Trump to call her dumb, right? Anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Of course, you guys follow me on all my social media, all linked in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have a great